You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
Get to transmission.
You are now listening to BaaD Radio.
Good morning and welcome to BaaD Radio. BaaD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. We are here live and you can join us on 105.5 FM, 660 AM, or online at floridamanradio.com. You can also download the Florida Man Radio app or get us on the iHeartRadio app. So there is basically no reason not to be listening, in my opinion. This is a live show, and you can call us at 321-339-1055, and keep that number because it's going to be very important for this show. But first, I'm your host, Angela Smarito, and in studio with me, we have DJ Heather, the producer.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. And Melissa Jacob, BaaD Radio's videographer, is here. Oh, she's got a mic.
No, I get a mic this time.
I know. I love it. Striking Brand has been producing our BaaD videos for, oh my gosh, has it been like 8 months? I'm trying to think. What's the time frame? Give me a number.
I think this is like the 22nd episode?
I don't know.
Something like that.
But I just couldn't imagine BaaD Radio without them. So thank you so much. And if you are looking for video or photography work, check out all of Melissa's work on strikingbrand.com. And if you want to see previous videos of BaaD Radio, you can find all of those on baadradio.com. All right, so we have Greenway Ford back in the house with us today. Very excited. Say hi to Becky and Alen.
Hey, everybody. So glad to be back.
Come on, Alen. Come on in.
Got to scooch up to that mic. You guys did
Alan's
such a
a little
fabulous
shy,
time
guys.
last time. It was such a good show. I know that when I left, I was like, I was so excited. My heart was beating fast.
It was
and
super fun,
I'm like,
yeah.
I want to do that again.
Yeah, that was fun.
You need to bring Angela on the lot with you.
It's fun, though.
Angela should have a field trip day.
The managers love it when she comes into the showroom for real.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, Becky, who's your friend?
Let her sell some cars for a day.
I can say
She'd
the
be
same
great.
thing to my wife.
Actually, I would totally do that. I would come in and try to sell cars for a day just to see.
We
It's a
need
good
you here,
time.
though. She'll end up switching. No, we need her here.
Oh, I
Get
like
your producer on my bad side. Stop.
What's that?
Get your producer on my bad side.
I would like to thank our sponsors, Premier Couples Superstore. So cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Premier Couples Superstore has everything from sexy bedroom outfits, toys, games, love oils, and a ton of great gifts. And Christmas is coming up. Premier Couples Superstore, because couples that play together stay together. Also, thank you to Liberty Property Inspections. They specialize in home and commercial building inspections, environmental inspections, roof certifications, and pool inspections. They can save you money with a wind mitigation inspection. That's what they did for me. You can call them at 407-739-5795 or visit them at libertypropertyinspections.net. And a huge thank you to Artistic Beauty, Kazoo Creative, and Angela Keene's Hair and Makeup. All right, so a little bit of a description of how today's show is going to go. It's very similar to the last one. So what we are doing today is Greenway Ford is going to be doing quotes over the air for people's used car. So if you are interested in finding out the value of what your car is, I believe that we still doing the $2,000 above.
KBB,
Yeah, KBB. What is that?
Kelley Blue Book.
Kelly
Yeah.
Blue Book.
All right. So these are the things that we need for you guys to have. We need you to have your VIN and your mileage. And then you need to call or text in at 321-339-1055. And so pretty much we are doing that throughout the day. Once we go to break, when we come back, we're going to hit those really hard. We've got some already in the queue, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm trying to think, have I missed anything else before we head over to Emily's? I don't think so. All right, what you got in the cooker for us today, Emily?
All right. So we're coming up on the holidays. And that can mean one of two things for people. I think there are two thoughts of thinking. One, like, screw it, I'm going to deal with this next year. Or
That's the easiest.
I'm going to be, I'm going to be really anxious and try to, around food and intentional maybe try a diet, because most of the time people don't think like, let me just try to be healthy through this, right? They think I'm either dieting or I'm not dieting, right? So then it becomes this anxiety around events and food and what you're doing and trying to establish and work in habits that you haven't been really used to through like one of the most hectic times of the year. So, and then by January, you're burned out and you're like, this isn't for me. I'm never going to be in shape, whatever, you know, all of the thoughts that come along with failure and not, you know, being able to hit a goal. What's that?
Should have just had the pie.
Right. There's lots of regret because probably you're not getting through it with any major results anyway, right? As we go into this season. So, I mean, this is definitely one of the ways I used to think about things, and it was one of the things that kept me really stuck. So I'm going to go over some tips of how I lost the 30 pounds that I did after I initially lost 80 pounds. Yo-yo dieted for 5 years when I was competing, wrecking my hormones and metabolism. And then it took me 3 years to lose 30 pounds the right way and repair my body and heal and learn how to behave around food. And that included things
behave
like...
around food.
Yes, that you have to teach yourself and train yourself. Otherwise, food is the boss of you. And, you know, when anything is the boss of us and we're not intentional, it's usually not going the way we want it to go. So yeah, I had to learn how to behave around food and redevelop that relationship. And it took me 3 years to do this. Now, what I teach in a 3 to 6 month program. So, because there was a lot of trial and error when I was doing it.
So
and
you were
now,
your own test subject.
Oh, totally. So, these things, you know, may sound crazy to people. And when I go into the holidays and we know we're going to be overeating, we know that there's going to be times throughout, you know, our week where we're going to be getting more food than other times throughout the year. And that's just going to be normal. There's going to be stuff at work. There's going to be, you know, parties and
potlucks.
Yeah. Just people gathering around food. Alen. No, I'm just kidding.
He didn't get the memo.
So, just messing with you, Alen. So what I like to do during the holidays is really focus on actually increasing activity, but not to burn fat, not to try to burn off calories, because we don't have this calorie bank like in our bodies that we can burn off what we ate for the day. That's not how it works. Like our system doesn't just hold this bank of like, and maybe if you've looked at an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or something and said, and you're tracking your food, if you're on MyFitnessPal and you can see how much calories you burned, we don't have this like balance in our system. It doesn't work like that. So we just need to exercise for general health, because that's going to help things like stress during the holidays, right? It's going to help like not put on visceral fat that's super dangerous, right? It's going to keep us from being so stressed, and it's just going to help our bodies work better. So one of the things I stopped doing was exercising to lose weight, because exercise is not a weight loss strategy or everybody at the gym would be in shape, right? So it's okay to just exercise for the sake of exercising. Right. So I stopped when I really finally got in shape and this became a permanent solution. I stopped trying to overwork myself based on the times of the year, eating more foods. You know, I stopped restricting so I could eat later, things like that. If I was going to eat or drink, I would, you know, not eat or drink all day and then save those calories. It's a really, it's a poor strategy that will have you crashing and burning, right? And eating triple the next day.
People save their calories. They're like, okay, I'm not gonna eat all day so that I can like pig out at dinner. And I can imagine that it's got to be terrible for you.
Yeah, it's horrible. It creates like a clog in our system, especially when we're eating tons of sugar and carbs and bad foods. Like it can actually be beneficial in some ways, fasting and then eating healthy foods. Your body's really like ready and primed to absorb a bunch of nutrients, but that backfires on you if it's really absorbing a ton of sugar and fried foods and alcohol and crap. So it's like literally like clogging your system. So so just exercise. Try to get out and walk. Try to get to the gym a little bit. Try lifting some weights. You don't have to do crazy like HIIT workouts and boot camps and things. Just 20 to 30 minutes, like trying to get in the habit and routine. If you start developing that now, you'll be so much less stressed through this holiday season. January, when you actually want to put together a plan with programming and think about weight loss, you'll be really set up. Like it will just be an easy transition rather than I was doing nothing. I trashed my body. I don't feel good. I have low energy. And now oh, I got to get like this whole train going from a complete stop. So stop being all or nothing. That's my next tip. Super obvious, but like I said, we're either doing it all or we're doing nothing.
That's what I mean. I do that all the time. Like it's either I'm going balls to the walls on something, or I'm not doing anything. So finding a good average is a really good strategy.
Yeah, it just takes practice. And we have 7 Mondays left of the year. One being tomorrow.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. So if you just thought about like doing one new thing for the rest of the year, like, and even if you're, I know Angela drinks her water, but that like easy as drinking water or going to the gym, 3 times a week for 20 minutes, putting yourself to bed a little earlier, just something every Monday for 7 Mondays, you'd have like a really good base of habits to go into January and get to your goals. So stop snacking throughout the day. So eat big meals and be done. Make it a goal to where if you come into contact with food and you're full, like you just start kind of saying no to those in-between snacks and things that might be in the office. Now, if there are intentional things you want to eat and that's your meal time, go for it.
Right.
But then stop the in-between stuff so you're not picking up just extra junk calories all the time and you're giving your gut and digestive system a relief. Stop eating the same foods. Stop trying to eat the same foods and the same amounts of foods all the time. So,
do you get food burnout? I do.
Yeah, that's one thing. But remember last week we talked about your gut microbiome and when you eat the same things like the enzymes
Varieties.
and So don't go like fill your palate with all the different junk food at Christmas time and Thanksgiving because you're trying to, create a variety. But keep your vegetables, keep the vegetables changing, the fruits changing, these things, and these will help you clear out and detox some of that junk food that you're taking in. So if you're also somebody who thinks they need to stay on a low calorie diet every day and you're being presented with foods and opportunities to eat things that you usually wouldn't have, there is no way. Our bodies you shouldn't feel bad because trying to override that day after day, like on a low calorie, maybe low carb diet where you're cycling through different energy levels and things throughout the month is super hard. So let yourself indulge, let yourself have some of the things without just being crazy and being down on yourself.
I remember one thing that you said to me once, or actually you said it in like a video where you were talking about you had a donut and you were saying, listen, if you're going to eat this, don't eat this and then not eat your protein and everything else that you're supposed to. Don't, you know what I mean? I can't remember what you called it.
Yeah. So we want to balance our blood sugar. So most people will eat the donut or eat something and then they'll skip their lunch or they'll skip their breakfast or they'll skip, if we add these extras on to our good base of protein, to the vegetables and fiber that we eat, to the healthy fats, it's okay. It's better to be a little over your calories for the day than spiking your blood sugar way up and you crashing and then eventually you're really finding yourself like in the pantry at night because you didn't have your nutrition for the day, right? And your body's just going, give me something to eat, and now you don't have good options. Like keep eating the things and that you should and then add on the extras.
That's great.
It will be so much easier.
One thing I did also want to announce too is that we have a sponsor for Emily's feature starting in 2023. So we want to give a huge shout out to Live Your Best Life. So Terry Manigo is on board, and so she's going to be Emily, or like you said, Emily's feature. We still have to come up with a real catchy name because I just call it your health feature right now. So thank you so much. That is a CBD company, and we'll be hearing more all about them. All right, guys. So we are going to go to break now. Again, the number here is 321-303-1055. Get your VIN, get your mileage, and give us a call.
Florida Man Radio.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
And we are back. This portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Impact Electric of Orlando, who focuses on residential and commercial electrical work. Zach and his team focus on doing things right the first time to ensure that you, your family, and your home are safe. Everybody needs a good electrician they can trust, and that is Impact Electric. You can call Zach at 407-747-0874. I also want to thank Andrews Law PA and Sheepdog Promotional Products. All right, so just a quick reminder, call in to get the value on your car. The number is 321. I just forgot the number. Say it, Heather.
321-339-1055.
Thank you. And so we do have a first caller on the line. I believe it's
Yes.
Perry, right?
Yes, it is. Hey, Perry, you're on.
Hi, Perry.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for calling in. And I know that we have your information. So tell us real quick about your car. It's a Kia, correct?
Yep, it's a Kia Sorento. It's my daughter's little SUV, and it has about 72,000 miles. It's in great shape. It's got the third row seat. Cute little SUV.
Okay, so for your Kia, I already did that now. So we can do between 11,000 to 12,000. Actually, we have to see the car. So when you have time, please bring it to Greenway Ford, and I'm going to get you the best number possible in the market.
And so everyone knows Greenway Ford, we're at 9001 East Colonial in Orlando.
So how does that sound, Perry? What did she say? 11,000 to 12,000.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll bring it in and let it take a look.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
Perry, thank you so much for listening to BaaD Radio and calling in. And we have all of your information, and we will be getting back to you. Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Perry.
Okay. All right. So we had a couple people that text in. So right now we got a text from Kelly in Oviedo, and she has two vehicles. She has a Mazda CX-5 2008 with 36,000 miles on it. What do we got for that one now?
Is it 2008 or 2018?
It was 2018. Did I say 8?
It's 18, yeah. So for that one, for Kelly, we can pay between 19,000 to 20,000 dollars. So as I said, just bring it in, and I'm going to get you the best value for it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So actually, it's like for 2018, still getting 20 grand for it. That's really good. So are used cars still holding their value, or has it dropped a little bit?
It has dropped just a little bit. We are forecasting to drop even more. New car prices are going down. Used car prices are going down. Yeah, so if you are looking to sell your vehicle, now is the time before you lose that value, especially if you're not buying. I mean, if you're just looking to get rid of an extra vehicle, you need more money for Christmas, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Christmas.
is the time.
Now is the time. Awesome. And I see Heather over there on the phone. Heather, we have a caller on? Not yet. Okay. Well, we have another car lined up from Kelly, and it is a Honda CR-V 2007.
Yeah. So for that vehicle, we can offer between $5,000 to $6,000, and it is surprisingly has very, very low mileage. So if it's really 15,000 miles on it, I want to buy that.
Really? 15,000 miles?
Yeah, that's what I'm told here.
Yeah. Well, no, I sent it. I text back. I said, "Are you sure about that 2007 mileage?" And she hasn't responded. So I'm at. Maybe it was one of those like cars
I would
that
think
sat
like 117.
I mean, if it
Or
is like
115.
155,000 miles, then it will change drastically.
So sometimes you will get like a rebuilt engine, or and that'll affect the
Oh,
the
yeah.
mileage. So, that's
So
possible.
if an
That's
engine gets
true.
rebuilt, do they get to take the mileage back to zero?
Well, if it's like if you replace the engine with, a low mile engine, or you get a brand new engine put in the same car, then that's the miles. It's the miles on the engine, not necessarily
The car as
the
a
piece
body.
of metal. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just made me think of when I was younger. I did something really shady with my car to keep the miles from.
Do you remember Ferris Bueller where they put it
Trying to
in
go
reverse?
backwards. No, I
Yeah,
didn't
it
do
doesn't
that,
work.
but what I did do is I had somebody disconnect it. So because I wanted to drive to Orlando a whole bunch and not get in
Oh,
trouble for my
yes.
miles.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
So the miles weren't adding up, but then I couldn't tell how fast I was going either.
Yep.
I know.
Oh, my
that's so bad. It was a Hyundai whatever. So
Kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah, with the new technology, actually,
don't think I
it's
can
not
do that.
possible.
Wow.
So we have Larry on the line. He has a Chevy Malibu 2014. Hey, Larry, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
thanks for
So-
calling in, Larry.
Tell us about your vehicle.
Well, it's a 2014 Chevy Malibu. Has like 130 miles on it.
130 miles or 100,000?
1,000.
30,000.
Okay.
Awesome. And so, Heather, did you give Alen the VIN? And okay, so he's looking that up right now. And so what are some of the other specials that are going on at Greenway Ford right now?
So for Explorers and Escapes, Ford is offering another $1,000 rebate. That's on new vehicles. And we're still offering $500 more for walk-ins.
Wait, repeat that. 500 what now?
500 more for trade-ins.
Okay.
And that's just, walking in. Obviously, with the radio, we're offering $2,000 over KBB. So if you heard it on the radio, obviously you'd want to say that.
Right. Oh, definitely. Yeah. And then I get credit for it, people. So then, that's what I want you to do.
Yeah. So you just go into the dealership. You either ask for Becky. You say you saw the radio show. You mentioned Florida Man Radio. Any of those, and you get the extra on your trade. We got some good incentives for new cars as well, and the prices are amazing right now. So they've dropped quite a bit from this summer.
So are these numbers that Alan's giving right now with the $2,000
over KBB?
Okay, got it.
So how are we doing over there, Alen?
I have a number missing. I am trying to.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's not easy to hear from the phone.
I
know. Like it's. You want me to try again? I can put them back on hold.
So if you guys have any questions after the show, you can always reach me personally. I'm at 727-282-3691. If you have any new or used car buying questions, I'm available anytime, day or night.
Right. So what they're trying to do right now is get that number right, and so this is where we take
the VIN number correct. Yeah.
This is where we just start to fill in information, which I actually really, really like. So I'm curious though, how many other sales reps are there in Greenway Ford?
So it fluctuates anywhere between 40 to 50 salespeople at any given time.
And how many of them are women?
Currently, it's just me.
See, I think that's so awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody, but I enjoy it. It's a good time. I mean, the atmosphere is amazing. Everyone has such a different personality. It's just fun. It's just so much fun.
Well, whenever I go to the showroom, I said this on the last show, is that I feel like I'm at a 5-star hotel.
It is not, right? We've got palm trees inside the showroom floor, and we've got a little pit you can go down in.
Because I've been to some other auto dealers, I will not name the name, but when I walked in there, it was a big whole room and just tables, and it sounded like chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know
if a cafeteria.
Yeah. Is that like a sales technique to try to stress? I don't know. Is there really that much thought that's put into the way showrooms are set up so that they can
It depends. I mean, for the really high dollar vehicles like Mercedes dealerships, then absolutely.
It's an experience.
They put that thought into it.
Yeah.
But for ours, there's Dodge across the street from us, and then we're Ford, and they are the exact same, just in reverse. And they actually used to be hotels, is why we have the huge ceilings and the high up windows.
You told me that, but I forgot. That's actually really cool.
They both used to be hotels?
Yeah, it used to be hotel. Yep.
Yeah. So there's Greenway Ford, and then there's a Dodge. Is that on a whole Greenway facility?
Dodge is separate. I mean, there's Greenway. We've got 55 stores. We've got one in another country. I mean, Greenway we're huge.
Oh, I didn't realize in another country. All right, so you guys, it sounds like we're having a little bit of problem with this VIN. Yeah. So I'm going to see if maybe we can put him on hold and get back to him.
Okay, we got it.
Okay, we got it.
All
right, so we'll get you off a hold.
Here we go.
All right, you there, Larry?
Larry?
Yeah.
We're back. Sorry about that. We just had to get the numbers right. So what do we got, Alen?
We can pay between $3,000 to $4,000 on that vehicle. Actually.
And then let Larry know what he would need to do to get that.
He would just has to come and mention that he was on the show, And as for Becky at Greenway Ford, and
that's
then
at
we will take
9001
care
East
of him.
Colonial.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Larry. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and we've got all your information, and so somebody definitely will be reaching out to you. And have a great day. Okay.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Well, thank you. Bye.
All right, so let's go back to Kelly real quick. I want to get her. Oh, did we already do the value on the Honda CRV? We did. Richie Kidwell. He has a Ford Raptor, Alan, and it's got 74,000 miles on it. So what do we got there?
Okay, for the Ford Raptor, that we love Ford Raptors. So, they're nice vehicles. Doesn't matter what year it is, what mileage.
Extremely
they always
in
keep
demand.
their value.
Yep.
So in this case, we would be about $43,000 to $45,000 for the value.
Cha-ching.
Yep, depends on the how the car is. So if it's in a good shape,
I'm
so
sure he keeps
would.
his immaculate.
I'm sure about that. I mean, Raptor owners always take care of their vehicles. It's a special vehicle.
Right. Is there
so-
not a lot of Raptors out there or something?
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Why?
You can only order a few every year. It's just it's like a Shelby. I mean, there's limited you can order, there's limited on the road, and that's why they have such a high value. It's a high performance vehicle with a lot of add-ons, and they're in demand.
Right.
So
okay.
we get one on the lot, and it's gone typically same day.
Really?
And if it's new or used, they go quickly.
Now there's a Bronco Raptor also. So they came
starting
out
in
with-
2023, you can get a Ford Bronco Raptor now.
Okay. What is so the Raptor is not the name.
So the
like
Ford
Denali
F-150, it's the Raptor package.
Oh,
So now we
I
have
thought it was an actual a Ford F-150, but okay, so
Yeah.
the Raptor is the package.
Yes,
And what does all that include?
a lot.
it's the
It's upgraded
actually- yeah.
suspension,
Extreme,
the wheels,
yeah.
the upgraded technology. I mean, it's the top of the line.
So chances are he had it custom made, huh?
It's an extreme off-road vehicle. So you can take it to Baya mode and go to desert. And,
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
For Richie, he actually does a show on this station too. It's called Air. He owns a company called Air Quality Assessors. So he has AQA. It's on Saturdays at noon, I believe. Yeah, noon to 2. All right. So how are we on time for this? We have 2 more minutes. All right. So what I'm going to do, I have a couple more on here. I'm just wondering if we should if we should go ahead and go to break, and when we get back, take them. Because, like I said, I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't want to have them put on hold prior to that. So let's see.
That's fine. I can plug my phone number while we're waiting.
Do it.
So if you have any questions about buying a vehicle, need a new vehicle, you can reach me at 727-282-3691, and that's Greenway Ford, 9001 East Colonial in Orlando.
All right. You want to give your number out there too, Ellen? No, I'm just kidding.
Alan likes phone calls around 2 to 3 a.m. every night.
I'm going to remember that. I'm going to put my phone on, is there an auto dial?
Yeah. I'm going to take it off silent and send him home.
I do have one question about how you get the values. I mean, so is it like the Kelly Blue Book? Is that just like an average of everything that somebody puts together? Or how does that actually come to be a number for you guys?
It's actually a combination of different data. So it's not only Kelly Blue Book that we are looking for. We are looking for all the market, the retail value, the auction value, and the demand rating of that vehicle. So it's all combination of those. It's not just one number from one source, but multiple sources. So that's fair to everyone, to the seller, to the buyer. So that's how we come up with a number. So it's sorry. I mean,
turn it off. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So it's a combination of all numbers in the market. So we look at we start with the closer area. For example, we start with the 100 miles. Then if it's not enough,
so it's geographically driven.
Yes, also. So if it's not enough, for example, there are 5 cars in that vehicle specifications. So we go with a 200 miles, 500 miles, or the nationwide. So we try to look at it as a fair number. So you don't, the seller doesn't lose money, the buyer
Right.
doesn't.
It's gotta be fair to
lose money.
everybody.
It has to be fair because we are, back in the old days, there were no internet. Now everybody can go on the internet and look for a ballpark of their car value, but we go into specifics of it in Greenway Ford. So we try to be fair about all the pricings, so everybody wins.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, we're going to break. So if you're on the phone, just hang on and we'll get to you as soon as we get back from break.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
And we are back. You can call or text in at any time to 321-339-1055. And this portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Ground Up Property Services. If you don't have a water sensor, then you definitely need to get one. We are actually going into the dry season right now, so it might not be as much needed, but what you really need to do is just have your system serviced. So call my friend Rick Hall at 407-468-4295.
You don't want to lose your lawn during the dry season.
Yeah. So like I said, I really
just heard dry season in Florida, and I'm lost. What? Is there such a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Your lawn will die.
And so, I just don't understand why more people don't pay attention to their irrigation system. And then they end up having patches. And so Rick Hall is one of the only people I know that has an irrigation company, and he's the best guy ever. His number is 407-468-4295, or you can get his information from groundupinc.net. Also want to thank Four Seasons AC, Artistic Beauty, and 33 Tanning Spa and Micro Spa with locations in Altamont Springs and Longwood. All right, so Heather, I know we had somebody on hold.
Yes.
What we got?
We have Justin on the line right now with a Toyota Camry 2008. Hi, Justin. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So nice to hear from you today.
Hi, Justin. Thank you so much for calling in and being part of the show. All right, so I know that they got the VIN already. So have you had this car for a while?
I've had this car, for pretty close to about 6-7 years, somewhere in there.
Okay, let's see what Greenway Ford will offer you for it.
We love Toyotas too.
I love Toyotas.
Yeah.
I'm a Camry girl.
You can't kill a Toyota, So in this case, although it has high mileage, we can offer like $4,000 to $5,000.
Dang.
So just bring it in, Justin.
I mean, that's 14 years old?
Great.
What year was it again?
2008?
2008.
Yep.
Dang.
12?
And you're still going to get $4,000 to $5,000?
Yes, he will. Yes, he
Wow.
will. Bring it in.
All right, Justin, so come on in, ask
That's
for Becky.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I think she's getting some information for another caller, but what are some of the others? So you talked about like that really hold their value. I mean, like you said, the Raptor's part of it, the Ford, but I meant so Toyotas too?
Some of the vehicles like Toyota, like Ford F-150s or the Ford SUVs, they really hold their value. I mean,
4Runner.
I hear something over here, Heather.
I think we forgot to say goodbye to Justin.
Bye, Justin.
Bye, Justin.
All right. We're live.
I do.
That's what happens during live shows.
All right.
I'm sorry. I wish I had more ears.
Yeah, so pickup trucks too hold their value, especially here in Florida.
Yeah. Heather, you're doing an amazing job, girl.
Yes,
Don't even
yes.
sweat it.
They're like
really
a
is
switchboard
sweating.
operator, like one of the old timey.
I know. I appreciate you so much.
She's doing 5
And
jobs
we have
right
no
now,
AC
and
in
no
here,
air
guys.
conditioning.
Yeah, it's like a sweatshop in here. Poor Heather.
Oh my goodness, I love you guys all so much. I do once we get with this caller, I do have another question because we were talking about the ones that do hold their value. Like I have some stereotype ideas in my head about cars that in the olden days were kind of like the low budget ones, and I'm curious if those are changed at all. But anyway, so what do we have, Heather?
Okay, we have Tony on the line. He has a GMC Sierra 2021. And yeah. Hey, Tony, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for letting me get on.
I know. Actually, we appreciate you calling in so much. I was texting with Tony earlier. He texted and he said he's going to a football game today or something.
Yeah, I'm actually in Miami looking at the Hard Rock Stadium as we speak.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So we can add another 1,000 miles onto that car.
It's only like 700.
Oh my goodness. So how long have you had your vehicle?
I bought it new about 7-8 months ago.
Oh, okay. So it's it's a 2022?
21. 21.
2021. I always wonder how long they consider cars new because, I mean, wouldn't they be like coming out with 2023s already? How does it work?
I still call mine new.
Uh-huh.
But I also say, like, oh, that happened a few weeks ago, and it could have been any time in the last 2 years.
I mean,
As long as I was the first one on the title, it's new to me.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, no, I say that. Yeah, my Camry that I have now is a 2021, and it's new to me, so that's what counts. How are we looking over there? I think we're still
Getting that VIN number right. So.
Yeah.
The VIN is like how many digits? So ridiculous. Kind of
37. And it's upper and lowercase.
Is it really case
And
sensitive?
symbols.
No. It's like trying to remember a password.
It's worse. At least the password you pick.
Oh,
That's true.
Well, like I said, Heather, we totally appreciate everything that you got going on over there.
37 numbers.
I know. Well,
You
again.
have to get the right one.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is put Tony back on hold and try this again.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask while he's doing, I'm doing that. I'm going to ask this question. So, not trying to download any or play any other cars down, but like in my head, a Kia is an economy car. Has Kia changed at all to where it is?
Oh my God, there are $60,000 Kias now. Like, yeah, Kia,
Yeah.
You can spend some big money on a Kia now.
But
so
is
Kia
it-
has come up a lot, actually. It used to be, it needed a lot of help. It had a lot of problems. But that's like any new. Do you remember the Saturns?
I had a Saturn.
Okay, yeah. So they needed some stuff. But,
I had a Saturn SL2, and it was a stick shift, and I have to say that I really love that car.
Yeah, so Kia's come up quite a bit in the world.
So is Saturn considered an economy car too?
It was, yeah. Yeah.
I ended up getting rid of the Saturn when I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter because I just went crazy and I went and like did all the research for cars that like had good side impact and all that other stuff because I was so hyper nervous about it. So I ended up buying a Lexus, which was way out of my budget, but it, like you said, it was back then, what is it, RX 330 or something like that. But I drove that sucker into the ground, I can tell you that much.
Right. And you know what? They all are very similar. They have the same, rigorous safety standards. So it's all about peace of mind and, what is aesthetically pleasing to you. And most people have like a stereotype in their mind. What is a good brand? People go to Ford because it's American made and because it's been around forever. But, some people like those luxury names. Some people, like Toyota because you can run it into the ground, 300, 400,000 miles on the vehicle. I know that was my first truck. And as a teenage girl, I didn't do the oil changes and the tune-ups. And I was driving across country and that sucker never let me down. So it is basically just what your preference is and what's in your head because they are very, very similar.
Yeah. How are we doing over there? We have a value yet?
So
Okay.
we have. Okay, Tony, we got you now.
Sorry
You're
for the
back.
hold, Tony.
The game started already.
Hi, Tony. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much. So you have a nice piece of GMC Sierra. I see it's a pretty new one, but you are using it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. So we can.
It's a diesel, by the way, too. It's an AT4 diesel.
AT4, yeah.
You drove that to
yeah.
Miami? Are you crazy? How much?
Well, you'll get more mileage to the gallon.
It's great gas mileage.
Yeah.
With a diesel?
yeah.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, diesel
you'll get
is
way
great,
more.
great
Yeah.
gas
All right,
mileage.
never mind, scratch
And
that.
great
Engines
torque
last
also.
longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Angela
Yeah,
learned
so-
something new today.
Yeah, that's why, for example, F-250s, the Super Duties come with the diesel engine also, and you can tow whatever you want. I'm telling you that that thing is really, really massive. So this
Alan's
is the
excited.
same. with the Sierra for 1500. If it's a diesel, it has a massive amount of torque and capability of towing. So that's why I think Tony got that too. So Tony, and these really don't lose their value also.
It's very suspenseful. I'm like, okay, what is it?
It's coming. After the no. Okay, so it is going to be.
We got no more breaks, Alen.
So it's going to be between $49,000 to $51,000. So just bring it in. We love trucks. We love to buy the trucks, and we have a lot of trucks to sell.
Tony, send me a picture of this vehicle. I want to see what it looks like.
Candy apple red too. It's beautiful.
Oh,
no paint work, no damage, not a scratch on her.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Alen is excited.
Well, Tony, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
Go
Thank you for the value.
Oh, thanks.
Have fun at the game.
All right. So we've hit that 2-minute mark. So what I really want to do now is I want you to give everybody's information out so that if you didn't get a chance to call in today, then you still have all the information, because if you mention BaaD Radio, they're still going to offer the $2,000 above KUV. All right, so go ahead, Becky, give everybody your info.
All right, so if you're interested in selling your vehicle or you're interested in buying a new or pre-owned vehicle, come to Greenway Ford. We're at 9001 East Colonial in Orlando. Just come on in. You either ask for Becky, you mentioned Florida Man Radio, you mentioned Business at a Distance, or you heard it on the radio show. That's all you have to do, and we'll take care of you. You get the 2000 over KBB and good discounts on new vehicles as well. Ford's running a bunch of specials. If you have any questions beyond the show, you can't make it in, you can also reach me at 727-282-3691 anytime.
Awesome. All right. Just want to give a goodbye. I think we have about 30 seconds left. So you want to say goodbye, Alen?
Thank you for joining. Thank you so much.
I love you. Emily?
All right. You can find me at gogetemcoach.com.
All right, you guys. And so you can reach me at 321-303-6424. I can't remember
my own numbers today.
I know, but just go to baadradio.com. That's where you can get all the information about the show. And thank you so much for listening, and thank you for all of our callers today, and have a fantastic week.